Good morning. There we go. The market is now open. Wow. SPY is actually holding up pretty well overall right now. Welcome in though, everybody. Let's go. I know, no bell again. I know. It's a bit upsetting for me too. I don't know what's going on with that. That is funny. Hit the like button. Let's get to 50. Appreciate that, Joe Papa. But happy start to the week. It's Monday. The Seahawks won. Everybody's jumping up and down for joy, probably. I know the Seahawks kept winning each poll that we'd put out on who'd win. I know some people don't even care about it, but... Uh-oh. Not the Bad Bunny. But yeah, pretty wild weekend, wasn't it? $408.50. That's what I like to see there with Tesla. Trying to hold that. If it breaks down, we could see a larger sell-off starting to take place here. Tesla's up quite a bit here, testing resistance too. This is a big resistance that it got close to Friday and even in pre-market today, so could see some weird price action off of it. If we drag that range over, you can see it even better. That range has seen a lot of price action lately. There we go. Wow, very volatile candles here to start the day for them. SPY down and up. Still holding that low pre-market though. Using that zone as support right around 688.50, 688. You can see the low pre-market right here. Could see a good bounce. Here for the 80s jams. Demir's done for the day, maybe. Made 200 bucks in 5 seconds. There you go. That's a pretty good, good time frame. I like it. YouTubers told you the AI bubble popped again. You know it's true from the AI thumbnails? That's funny. Amazon down 2.89%. Man, on Friday, there was a lot of good action as we saw the overall market move up. It does seem like the tech and AI is starting to still get hit, though. How are some of these stocks like Adobe faring that have been getting hit extra hard? Some software stocks, yeah. Definitely not very good PA right now. Although it's been nice and bearish, so if you're somebody who is okay doing some shorts. Hey, Holy said Zom broke 150. There we go. XOM. Wow, still moving up. That is insane. Another big run at open. Damn, that is a great move. Keeps breaking upward, no kidding. Damn, that is a good rip, Zom. Keep Zom on the radar again, guys. It's been ripping the past couple of weeks. It'll have some great trading days as it starts to break out, so. Coconut said, I quit calling this the AI bubble. It seems to me just more like bullish and bearish price action. Yeah, it's not like totally uncommon to see movement like we've been seeing, really. If we go to SPY on the daily, you know, it's still been, for the most part, just slowly chopping up. I mean, look at this big chop up here. There were some big dips mixed in every couple weeks there. 24 is the market ripped. It does seem like that they're getting a bit quicker now, but nonetheless, I'm really glad to see SPY hold this recent zone. That was a very big zone to hold down there, around 670, 650. Nvidia is popping off, Demir said. Let's see the Mag 7. Where is it? Oh my god, my Mag 7's down. My whole TOS crashed. Oh my gosh, it was just working a second ago. Amazon's down like $7. Yeah, Amazon had another bad drop off there. Look at that daily of Amazon. It's pretty rough. They tried to recover Friday a bit, but weren't able to really get much going. It was a good recovery intraday there, but just not really that good. What was it, 5% from the low to the high, something like that? Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean now, Demir. It took me a second to get that one, but now I get it. Wow. Zom pulling back hard now. That was a quick pullback by Zom. Probably going to be volatile today. Going to be volatile. Demir, did you do anything for the Super Bowl? Did you go dig a hole and watch the game? All right, we're back in action. There's the Mag 7. There we go. SPY hitting 691 on the recovery, though, today. Back up in the green, actually. We are starting to break out a bit as we see NVIDIA pop, like Demir said. That was a great move. 2.2%. Wow, Microsoft coming up, too, around 2% as well. Meta's even trying to recover, but man, NVIDIA and Microsoft are really carrying that move on SPY. Tesla doesn't look bad on the 1 minute either, about to recover, it seems like. Wow, great recovery there. The highs from Friday extend up to around 692.30. So be ready for those, as well as 692. I like that whole range right there. Wow, SPY, that's a good rip there, 691.30. Testing pre-market highs, too. Before we get to Friday's highs, but it's ripping right through the pre-market high for now, so hopefully we can keep going. I like this directional action, though, again. Can this move keep sustaining itself? Hopefully it doesn't pull a bad bunny on us. You're going to go to McDonald's? Oh, you're going to guess McDonald's will go sideways after earnings. I got it. I thought you said you were going for a minute. Let's see. Man, McDonald's, I love the way it just recently made new highs. That's pretty badass. Kind of like Walmart and KO and a lot of these other stocks. KO reports earnings tomorrow, which is going to be pretty fun, considering how high they've gotten. If they have a big rip on earnings, that would be hilarious and awesome, but they have had some pretty big gap ups with earnings before. I don't know. They're pretty overextended, though. It's going to be hard to really sustain or justify this, I think. Meta better sell a whole bunch of glasses to convince me they're on the right track. Meta glasses. I think that those glasses are actually going to have some pretty good sales, if I'm being honest. I've known a lot of people that have actually bought them. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just like a small sample size, but I feel like that's been something that has been marketed a lot, and they've really went after with it. My one friend has them, and they're really cool. Well, I have a couple friends that have them, but I got to see the ones though up close and use it even and stuff. It was pretty neat. You can even use them as like they work as like earphones too. It's crazy. Like you can play music and hear it in your ear, but like you can't really hear it too loud outside the ear either. So like it's pretty neat. Pretty badass. You saw a lot of Hims commercials. And then you saw that they're getting hit by NVO. Didn't they say that they were pulling back on one of their drugs, actually? NVO's been ripping off that news, it seems like. I know that that's been a pretty big situation with Hims and Hers and NVO. I thought I saw, though, that Hims pulled their drug off or pulled it back or something with all the threats of lawsuit. Yeah, that was a major drop, though. 26%. Dang. Look at that 1 minute drop off at open there. Daily chart looks brutal. It recently broke through a big trend line as well. It really couldn't hold that trend at all. It's kind of been all downhill for Hims and Hers. What's up, Dylan? He's trading UOKA. Holy, 233% up to $4. This stock's going wild, it looks like. After hours Friday, it started popping. Pre-market, and wow, here it opened. It went nuts. Looks like it even halted. It did halt for a little while. What is this? Let's see if there's any news on it. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. Instead, it jumped 26% Friday, but man, it really got some news. It must have something going. This is one of those pump and dumps, though, it seems like. So be careful holding it. If you do decide to try to take a stab at it, which honestly, I probably wouldn't. Oh yeah, Jake said it's a pump and dump. Quick scalps only. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty neat though. It was ripping pretty good. Gotta be careful those halts though. That's where it can really get you too. If it halts and then unhalts and immediately you're down a ton. Boeing's kind of break even on the day. Let's go check some of these cruise lines and airlines because they've been on fire lately. CCL slowed down a little bit today at open. AAL looks pretty solid. How's Nvidia still doing? Very nice, very nice. 5-minute candles look strong. 1 minutes look extra strong. Wow. Only one red candle, I should say, throughout this entire run up today with Nvidia since open. If this one goes green, it'll be funny. Oh yeah, there it goes. That is pretty insane. Wow, NVIDIA 193. Up now 4%. It got there. It got it done. Palantir's moving too, up around the same percentage. Trying to get a nice rip going there. Oh, that's the wrong chart. Sorry about that. There's the watch list. Wolf leading the way, but I'm more excited about some of these growth stocks / tech stocks as well. Like CoreWeave. Up around 4% on the day. Bloom Energy, BE. 6%. Oracle's coming back. An 8% move. Let's look at Oracle on the daily. That one must be looking wild. Oh yeah. That's a pretty strong recovery there. It got pretty low. We did see some of these software stocks make a comeback here today. Is Adobe making a move like that? Nope. Guess it depends where you're looking, but interesting. IREN's mixed in there. I know that one's been dipping down a lot recently. Bad move on earnings, but it's come back. TTWO. Take Two Interactive, 201.50. I like to see it on the dip here with TTWO. It's actually a fairly decent dip buying opportunity if you're looking to get in on the Grand Theft Auto 6 move eventually. I don't know if it's ever going to come out though, if I'm being honest. What happened to Spy? Wolf Killer said. One minute chart. Spy's doing good for you since you bought the dip last week. That must have been a pretty perfect dip buy. Yeah, it was a good buy the dip opportunity. It was very interesting there on the daily chart to see how Spy was moving as well. The guys at Rockstar said it'll definitely come out this year. Price the game is an $80 game, then it goes up from there. Okay. $80 game, and then it goes up. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I play Escape from Tarkov, and the version I bought of that game was like $150. Time to play World at War? Uh-oh. You're on that one now. That's one of my favorites, Demure. Probably my second favorite behind the 08 or 07 or something MW2. Yeah, Tarkov's badass, Brain. I just don't have the time for it anymore. But I used to play it all the time. Tesla moving back down a little bit. Pulling back. Nvidia should pull back a little bit too. Yeah, there they go. That was a pretty insane run up for Nvidia. Arc Raiders? I've heard that, Elite. Too bad I don't game anymore. I'd try it, but alls I play now is does EA? How are they doing? Oh wow, they fell off recently on earnings. I know that they're supposed to be getting acquired. I was wondering if they still traded even anymore. But alls I play now is like 2K, PGA Tour 2K is what I play. And I don't even play it that much. Every once in a while I'll just hop on and do a round or something. $388. $390. Tesla, more larger support on the daily. Palantir kind of pulling back with the rest right now. SPY had pulled back, trying to bounce off 690 now as support. Hold it up pretty good for now, but we'll see if that continues to hold. Thoughts on SLV? Silver, moving back up today, 5%. Okay. Nice 5% little rip. So silver recently had a big move down, right? That was a pretty massive drop, if I'm being honest. To get all the way back, it's going to have to recover up 67% from the low. From where it is now, another 48%. Oh, it's a tough task. It can be done. I don't love it, though, personally. I feel like as we go forward with silver, I feel like there's going to be more turbulence, if not even more downside action. But I do see more turbulence than anything. Like, let's say, in the short term here, I could see silver starting to continue to recover. I would not be surprised if it kept recovering today, maybe into tomorrow, next few days. But as it gets towards, like, resistance, I do see it, you know, having more turbulence and turning over, maybe creating more of a range, rather than, you know, continuing up and potentially breaking the high. I feel like that was a pretty big move where we finally saw, you know, something kind of give out more. If we go back to 2011, you can see silver was on a pretty massive run. SLV was ripping as well, and we had a pretty huge jump. I mean, that was a major rip with SLV up to around like $48.30 to $50 or so. And my word, that was a major reaction and turnover there as well, with SLV. So whenever it finally started turning over, you can see it fell for quite a few days in a row, kind of like where we're at now, right? We had like that pretty massive drop, but just notice like the turbulence it started to have. It created that range like I talk about, and it did eventually pop back up, but it was more of like a slower, lot more choppier move than the other one, or than just a straight up recovery, right? I think right now a lot of people are looking for like a straight up recovery, which is something that I don't really love. I feel like we're going to start to see more of a broader, you know, slight weakening. Like, again, it doesn't mean it's going to crash, but maybe like a slight weakening. And in the immediate short term, like the next few months, like a lot of turbulence in my eyes. Yeah, like I would say like, 86, 85, somewhere around that range. Silver is very volatile. So with SLV, I would say look at that range right now. Especially watch where it tried to recover to in the short term. Right here. Right around like 83.50 before we even get there. You can see lots of resistance here as well. Lead said, do you still like Tesla to the downside? Yeah, I mean, I still would watch it. I still would watch it back down. This is a pretty big resistance here. There's still a possibility that that could end up playing out in a pretty decent way. Trying to see something here. Going back and looking at when I called it. Yeah. I mean, it's still a pretty decent play down right now, given that resistance. In the shorter term, I think that there's a lot of traders probably watching it for a possible resistance break to the upside, but with it testing resistance really hard and failing to break through, I kind of like it for a play possibly to the downside here today, but we need to see it start to turn over more in my eyes. It keeps holding support here. Those Steam accounts can be crazy how much money is in those games on there. Thank God for the summer sale, I gotta say. I used to love that as a kid. QQQ, pretty clear resistance. I mean, pretty perfect. Double top, 610.70. Very large zone. So there's going to be a lot of big events this week, guys. First things first, let's look at the economic calendar, because that's where the action is. Tomorrow, we're going to have retail sales come out. I don't really expect this to affect much of anything, if I'm being honest. On Wednesday, we're going to have non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate both release as well. Now, those are going to be huge. We're going to be getting some jobs data coming out. This jobs data was delayed. It was supposed to come out last week, but the government technically had a very partial shutdown. So it got delayed a little bit, but it's back in. Now this week, Thursday, existing home sales. Friday, CPI data. CPI data is always fun. Probably my favorite data to look at if I had to pick a data set this week. I personally like the CPI data a lot. I know a lot of people are definitely watching the jobs data very closely as well, though. So both are big. Both influence what the Fed can do with rate cuts, or they have the possibility to influence it anyways, at least to some degree. So be ready for that. Let's see if any weird strikes or anything like that happen. U.S.-Iran nuclear deal for 2027 hitting a 48% mark. Pretty big. As far as earnings go, here's the earnings calendar for this week. Tonight, ticker symbol ON, open door. Tomorrow before open will be pretty interesting, though. Coca-Cola, Spotify, Datadog, even Ferrari. Ticker symbol RACE. RACE. RACE has been pulling back a lot. Like a lot recently. It would be pretty cool to have a good earnings report and pop RACE back to the upside, but doesn't mean it's going to happen. The last time they reported oh no, that was okay. They did have a major gap down, though, in October. I don't know what happened there, but my word, that was a big gap down from like 477 all the way down to lows there on that initial drop down to 373. Damn, that was massive. Jobs will continue to be brutal, Coconut said. I'm seeing tech layoffs continue. Too much AI. Pull up the watch list again. Let's see how that's adjusted this morning. LUNR at the top. Intuitive Machines. Wow, very interesting. Hop back up here with LUNR today. It's recovering back in a pretty quick fashion, I'd say. WULF. Actually testing recent highs, maybe even not all-time highs, but testing recent highs. It's a pretty big range it's getting up to, though. I wouldn't be surprised if it continued up a bit higher. Great move on the daily. Ticker symbol Q. I actually totally did not mean to go to this one. I meant to click the 1 for the 1 minute. Either way, though, I thought the daily chart ended up being pretty interesting on Q nonetheless. Looks like a recent IPO, which I've never heard of that one. Wow. Pretty interesting. I'll have to look that one up later. APLD, 7.5%. We're still recovering up in a great way. I love that move with APLD. That was one of my plays from yesterday. Love that trend line hold that's been going on. Love the breakout above the high of day Friday this morning. Man. What a move. APLD has been one of the crazier stocks over the past year or so. They've had some insane price action. A lot of stocks have, but this one has been one of the more volatile ones with an average percent rise of 5.6%. And an average percent fall of 4.1%. That's wild. Wow. Pretty decent start to the week so far, wouldn't you guys say? I was expecting today to be a lot more dead with the Super Bowl yesterday. At least dead, like, in the chat, right? I thought maybe people were going to go too crazy on us here. Uh-oh, SPY just hit a big resistance here. This is a big zone of resistance for SPY. Right around 691.90 to 692. I would watch out. It's starting to reject a bit. If it pops through, we got to watch that high of day Friday just above this line at 692.30, but it'll be pretty much game on at that point. So far, though, that rejection's a bit worrying on the 1 minute. It's a pretty stiff one. Would be interesting to see how many actually watched the Super Bowl. I know I lost interest. I watched about 5 minutes of the whole game. I honestly just talked to my mom the whole time. I didn't pay like any attention to the game, which was fine with me. I didn't really care too much about it. WDC Aoli says Western Digital, pretty big chip stock. It's been on fire on the daily lately. Wow, that looks pretty strong, Aoli. I could see this one breaking out here soon. Maybe testing 300, if not even breaking through it. AMD has jumped decently from open. Advanced money dispenser coming back alive. Yeah, pretty good move today. Drop off at open actually tested the low of pre-market perfectly and bounced right back. That's pretty funny. Nice jump though. Drake May was a snooze fest. Raphael says, thoughts on NVIDIA? Sure thing. Looking at NVIDIA right now, up 3.47%. It's had really great price action today. So I love that opening move, and it had a great run to the upside. I'm watching for more possible upside price action here. Watch the 190 support zone. If that ends up giving out, I think that it could end up pulling back a bit more here. It doesn't mean that it's going to fall all day, but I would think that there could be some possible pullback, maybe towards like the middle of the range, something like that if it doesn't hold. But for now, watch this zone because it's trying to form and hold this base right here. And if it holds the base, I could see it popping up into the high of day, if not even, getting a better recovery than that. On the daily chart, I really like where Nvidia's at right now. The problem is that it's running into resistance. This is a big zone of resistance that Nvidia is getting close to. Right around anywhere from 194 up to like 196. It's just a major range and major zone. So keep your eyes on that zone. It's going to be big. I could see that, testing and possibly even giving out soon. I will say, regarding the Super Bowl, without getting too crazy with it, I gotta say I wasn't a fan of the halftime show. I actually watched it for a little bit and just ended up changing the channel. But it was pretty rough. It was, I don't know. I can't speak Spanish. Maybe just a little bit. So I couldn't tell what they were saying, and I don't know. It wasn't interesting to me at that point. I was like, in my head, I was like, who does the marketing for this stuff? Every year there's huge controversies with it. Like, are we ever going to have a normal year? I don't remember what it was. I liked last year's. Actually, I liked last year's a whole lot. Was that Kendrick Lamar? Because I really liked that one when he did it. I don't know. I'm just like, who did this stuff? No problem, Raphael. Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining up. Good questions. Banks are not doing much today. Bank of America, JP Morgan is, though. Okay. JP Morgan still continuing the nice climb on the daily chart. Wells Fargo. Whoa, what was that? Wells Fargo? What kind of opening candle is that? I hope that was a glitch. Yeah, Steve, I threw a few out there. On who would get the first touchdown, and yeah, I lost. The guy who caught the first touchdown was not the one I bet on. I think I had Cup and Njiba. I don't know how to say their names good, so sorry if I mispronounced it, but I also had Diggs. I had the running back for the Patriots too, Stevenson or something. I had him getting one, or the first one. Yeah, things are getting crazy. Let's see what we have here. Tesla coming back alive. Like it. Continuing up towards that big resistance that we've been talking about at 416. It would be pretty huge for Tesla to go for a breakout there. Hey, that'd be pretty cool, Raphael. 137 worldwide views. Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds pretty decent, the good guy. I don't know how many views you generally get, but it seems good. I would like to see the data comparing the Super Bowl to the past. I like you said, though, like with it getting worldwide, you think that there's a ton of views. I guess that makes sense if they're, you know, going worldwide with it. It was just interesting to me. I know it got a lot of backlash. It definitely wasn't for me, but I liked the guy in Happy Gilmore too, though. It's a big resistance zone there. LUNR is still going. Intuitive Machines, 14% now. Last time we checked, it was at like 11% or 12%. Yeah, still rocketing up. Past $20 now, actually. Wow. That was the big level here. Got to it, starting to break. I'm gonna throw up Mag 7 for 1 second, guys. Quick intermission. Gonna grab another Gatorade really fast. I'll be right back just a second. All right, all right. Back to it. Man, SPY started really coming back again. 692.50, 693 testing. Nvidia still consolidating after that big run, but holding up fairly well for the most part. I like Google's hold. Google's really putting pressure here on its high of day. That would be a fun breakout. GOOGL. You can see clear resistance. It's really failing to get through there right now. You worked as a ballroom dance teacher. Make a quick buck out of the CLF recovery this morning. Nice. It was a pretty decent pop back. That was a big drop off though by CLF. What? Oh, they had earnings today? I guess I didn't realize I saw them on the calendar. Oh yeah. It was right there. It broke records because the NFL is trying to appeal the worldwide audience. Yeah, the US market's saturated. I know there's like a lot of people in the US that just don't like it anymore. I know politics play a role. Some people just aren't into it at all. From what I've seen, it doesn't seem like it has like the luster that it used to always have. I don't mind. I still think it's fun. Arbuto said they're just boring. Sports are. I like baseball a lot. That's my sport. Baseball and hockey. They could spice it up and give every player a sword. Now that would be wild, Arabuda. It would be more entertaining probably, though. Bank of America starting to come back a bit more here like JP Morgan, but JP Morgan's really strong today. That is a strong 15-minute setup to open the day. On the 5 minutes, testing the high of day right now. Really? You're seeing people have skepticism on Bitcoin. Oh, wow. That means it's time to buy, Coconut. That means it's time to buy. Bitcoin did have this crazy setup here, though. I thought this was crazy. It had this huge leg down. It had a big point of consolidation. Now we're on the second leg down. The last time Bitcoin had a major drop like that, it was pretty similar. It had like one major leg down, and then it had, you know, the point of consolidation. And then it has the third or the second big leg down. Kind of similar. Almost exact, actually. Uh-oh. Bitcoin was supposed to hit 200K in 25, Jake. Yeah, I did watch it as a Patriots fan, too. I was actually wearing a Tom Brady Patriots jersey. XRP at 1,000? Now that would be crazy. XRP had a great move up though from 24 into 25. That was a hell of a recovery for the XRP traders. Tom Brady opened up a card shop in Sacramento? That sounds really neat. I wonder how DraftKings is doing post Super Bowl. It's up 2% today. Figured I'd check on them. They've been falling down a ton recently. Same with Flutter, which is FanDuel. He has a few card shops? Wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty neat. I had no idea. I hope he brings one out here. Card Vault. Wow. That's really cool. Sports cards, Pokemon, all types of stuff. Or you can buy them online too. Mason, I spent like $300 on baseball cards the other day, and I swear to God, I got like $5 worth of cards out of it. Well, maybe a little bit more if you did like each one, but man, there was like no good ones at all. I'm sure he's working behind the counter peddling signs, cards himself. Man, Mason, I've opened up so many and I've never gotten anything that good. And I mean, I've opened a ton. The only good thing that I do have is I have a whole bunch of Ohtani rookie cards, which is pretty cool. I have to send them in to be graded, but I have quite a bit of them, and I have some good Acuna ones, too. Does Brady sell signed deflated footballs? That would be pretty funny. I'm going to go back to JP Morgan. There it goes. JP Morgan breaking through. Don't know what's up with the banks, but they do have some good strength today. Pretty good again. And they've had some good strength relative as well in the shorter term. Oh my gosh, the low today is 24 and the high is 59. What the? It's going to get to 59 degrees by the afternoon, and it's only like 20-something degrees right now. Check AMD Advanced Money Destroyer. Coming back alive here, bouncing back. It's been falling back down for the past 20 minutes or so, but that's coming back good. Yeah, that's what I found, Mason. Just buying the singular cards themselves is the way to go. What is your favorite stock to trade, Tom? Ooh, my favorite? Favorite to trade. I mean, it changes. It changes, honestly. I don't really have a favorite. It's hard not to just say SPY. I don't really have a favorite, really. I'm not somebody that really sticks to just one or a group. I add ones that are moving well onto the watch list, and hey, you know, if there's an opportunity, there's an opportunity. I would probably say like Tesla, AMD, two very highly traded ones. Always hiring plumbers. I'm not sure. Knock on wood, I haven't had to yet, but I might need to here soon. It's going to be nice out. I can't even take the vet out because I think the battery died. I tried to hop in it yesterday and the battery, it wouldn't let me in the door again. The batteries on those things die so much. Especially in the winter when you're not driving them. It's almost any car though, really. How's Pony? 3.98%. Not moving much. Back to Nvidia. The big dog today. Still consolidating like crazy. It's holding its range that we talked about earlier. Still trying to hold on this base, but not like oozing confidence at this moment. Very slow chop. Xeono, it's a 2008 Z06. TTWO. Nice movement here, 3.59%. Looking at some news here, not really seeing much on the headlines at the moment. Kind of a slower start to the week, I guess, than we're used to lately. SPY's moving though, even with no like real huge news, we're moving. Still recovering up now at 0.45% today. We go to that like daily chart. You can see the SPY still climbing up here pretty quickly. Pretty nice to see that. Pretty good move. SPY is ripping upwards. Yeah, that is a great move, Aoli. Awesome to see. How's Mag 7 doing? Is it Mag 7? Doesn't seem like Mag 7's doing all that much right now. Looks like the rest of the market again carrying. I gotta check out some of these value stocks again, like KO or Walmart. It seems like we're starting to see a bit of a slowdown with them, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to ever stop. Kroger had a nice gap up. What's up with TSM? Taiwan Semiconductor. Doing pretty good today, I know. Yeah, breaking out well. Ripping up with the chip stocks. Taiwan Semiconductor is like the world's manufacturer of chip stocks. It's pretty insane how much or how influential they are for multiple companies. It's really just continuing up with good hype off last week. Friday's movement was great. We saw Jensen Huang really come out and instill confidence in this AI push. Everybody was worried about these big stocks falling with their earnings, with CapEx, AI spending, things like that. Looks like TSM, though, has bucked off all of that news. You know, of course, being one of the biggest producers, manufacturers. So they're doing great. It's not like Microsoft, for example, where they, are more software oriented. Kroger had a nice gap up and calls went crazy. Kroger, the grocery store. Many of you know, I'm sure, and love. I've only been there like one time in my life, but nonetheless, here it is. They don't have any where I live. Do they have Aldi's where all you guys live? Is that like a nationwide thing, Aldi, or is that like is that just like a local thing here? I've never thought about that. Oh, hell yeah, pool boy. They sell a Switch? That's what I need. I might need to get one of those for sure, because it really is bad. I normally just leave it plugged into the trickle charger, but since I moved, I didn't plug it back in, unfortunately. I might try to do it after the stream here and see if we can get it going for later tonight or not. Yes to Aldi in West Central Ohio. It's German. I didn't know that either. I wonder if they have a stock. I don't think they do, but let's see. Nope. They're private. I was just wondering if you guys had ever been there or not. It's one of those stores that's supposed to be like a lot cheaper, but I don't know. I generally still don't go there. They're the reason Walmart failed in Europe. Wow. price choppers where you go. That's one really cool thing about the US, at least, is for the most part, a lot of grocery stores are just so different depending on like which town you're in or which state or anything like that. It's pretty interesting. Like, you know, in the South, I remember going to Gulf Shores and there was all types of stores I'd never heard of, but I know that they're big names. Like, I'd heard of them, but I just never been there or seen one. But a lot of different, like, grocery stores. Wegmans, that was one of them, yeah. That was one of them. But yeah, KR really is explosive today. That's a big gap up. It seems like the intraday price action, though, is a bit boring. Palantir's been nice, though. 4.39%. Actually putting pressure on its high of day, too. Might be seeing another breakout coming through. Nice stock in the tech sector, actively moving. VT says, look at Citigroup. Wow, big jump, 1.5%. That daily chart of Citigroup is fantastic. This is a new all-time high for Citigroup. Wow. That's a big jump. That's the bank stock to look at today. I should have looked at that one earlier. It's only up 1.5%, but the price action's really nice. Tesla, 416. Yeah, I'm glad they are, good guy. I'm glad they are, because it brings some variance, right? Like, it's no fun just, like, having, like, Walmart everywhere and then that's it. You know, I like the variance of it. I wish there was other, like, stores that did that, but obviously, you know, you got to stay in business, and a lot don't. Tesla looking good, though, out here. I like it pushing this resistance. We might get through it today. It's pushing it again pretty quickly. It's so funny to imagine you using your stocked up voice doing daily activities, Tom. At Aldi, talking to the cashier like, the price action on Gatorade in my account has been pretty crazy. I walk up with, I go to the butcher section and I'm like, yeah, we need a 2-inch chop on the range between The tenderloin. That was a bad one. Tesla long, CM says. Tesla long. Let's see. TSLA 416. I think it's okay for a long here, but you're playing the breakout. There's always a shot that it ends up rejecting, but you're really pushing for a breakout if you do play it. There is decent momentum. I agree. The only thing I do like is on every military base, there's a commissary, and they best the price and quality of every other grocery store. When I lived in Hawaii, I used it most. That sounds pretty awesome, good guy. The commissary. I've seen some of those things look pretty wild. Like some of the commissaries in the military, and correct me if I'm wrong, not like commissaries, but on like some like boats, isn't there like McDonald's and stuff like that on like aircraft carriers? That stuff's like wild to me. I hear it's like a little mall in there, or it looks like an airport or something. Guys, go on AMD, advanced money dispenser. AMD pushing that high of the day, might go for a breakout right here. A lot of stocks are pushing and breaking, so I would not be surprised if AMD started breaking out here. SPY's actually breaking out up to 694. Inching closer towards that recent and all-time high. It's tough at resistance with Tesla for sure. You really need that momentum to keep going here. The good news is that the market's momentum keeps pushing. SPY's generally been great. That can help bleed over into some stocks, help it be better. The voice is iconic. He can say anything. The price of bananas is actually moving with a momentum-filled way, though. Sometimes, every once in a while, you'll see, like, you'll hear, like, the prices of certain things exploded, especially on the CPI events, which are coming out this week. The CPI data on Friday. We'll see how inflation started going. That'll be very interesting. Might see where some of that inflation went up, where it didn't. I know core CPI is what Powell really likes. Just had another great trading day today, up 940. Have a good one, guys. Yeah, Merc. Have a great rest of the day. Great start to the week for you there. Glad to hear that. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, before CPI, though, we are going to have retail sales tomorrow. I don't think this is going to really affect anything. Watch it actually really have a big effect this time, but I would doubt it. Non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate are pretty big at 8:30 a.m. on Wednesday, which is going to be huge too. We know jobs data, highly important right now. One of the other big deals has been U.S. and Iran. Nuclear deal before 27. APLD's up 12%. It's been up around there all day, hasn't it? Oh no. No, it hasn't. It got up there though. That was a big jump. APLD. I know that was a big move above that high of day Friday. It's been jumping pretty well, but wow. Continues to rip. Damn, Applied. I love that daily chart setup on Applied though. That was so nice off that trend line and getting that good bounce on Friday. Wow. What a recovery and move. Keep your eyes on this one for the next few trading days. It is wild. VT says, thanks for AMD. Breaking new highs of the day, going still. There we go, AMD. Nvidia. Still holding that base. You're kidding me. Still stuck here. Now, with the market doing pretty good, I would think that Nvidia could still pop up, but it is up quite a bit today. Tom, what do you think about Lunar long term? Up 98% in 6 months is great. Seem about to test all-time highs again. Think about LUNR long term. It's hard to say right now with how high it's becoming. I really like what they're doing. I like what they're doing, but that doesn't mean that their stock has to go up. They could still be a long way out. You know, I mean, I know that we're trying to go to like Mars and stuff like that, but maybe that'll really be something that does pick up. I like it personally for the long term, but at this price, it's very hard for me to justify. I would definitely say this. If you're looking at it, average in. I would not go all in or dump it in, but that's a good one because this is such an important part of the future is the space and how space is going to go. You know, they make all types of stuff like lunar rovers. Like, I mean, it's insane what this company does, actually. I don't think people really know the scope of what Intuitive Machines does, really. Here's like kind of some of the stuff here I got on their website. You know, they can transport heavy cargo, light cargo, surface mobility, ride share, earth re-entry. all types of good stuff here. Data transmission stuff. Stuff I don't even know about, like satellites and all that jazz. NASA selects intuitive machines to support tracking for Artemis 2. I think it's going to be a big company once it starts popping off. We just need space to really get like some more momentum going, but the stock's there. Wow. Mats, that's really weird, that thing that you had shared there. Damn, that's gonna suck. Discord announced Monday that it's rolling out age verification on its platform globally starting next month, when it will automatically set all users' accounts to a teen-appropriate experience unless they demonstrate that they're adults. Users who aren't verified as adults will not be able to access age-restricted servers and channels, won't be able to speak in Discord's live stream stage channels, and will see content filters for any content Discord detects as graphic or sensitive. Uh-oh. They'll also get warning prompts for friend requests from potentially unfamiliar users and DMs. Wow. Yeah, there's probably some pros to that. There's some cons. I mean, oh, that's going to be a tough one. I don't think it's going to affect too many people, but I think most people will still use it, but it could definitely make some things weird. That's because Discord's doing an IPO? Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. That probably is exactly it. That's probably a big deal for it. They don't want to have a Roblox situation. Yeah, Roblox had a bad drop-off. Gosh, they've been hit hard by the I don't even know, just by traders in general, as I don't know, the kids are being targeted on there and stuff. It's weird. Stuff I don't generally like to talk about, but it is actually stock related here. Roblox pulling back a lot. It is starting to pop back in the short term though, up 10% since their earnings. Getting towards big support. I know that the negativity's been terrible, though. I could see it continuing down for a little while. My kid is not allowed on Roblox at all. Yeah, I wouldn't let my kid on Roblox either, honestly. It's pretty weird. Tesla. We breaking through resistance still? Very nice. Tesla got right through 416. Did you trade some calls earlier? Who was that was talking about buying it right at resistance? Did you end up getting it? That was pretty badass. Wow. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and call the stream there today. Tesla in the market's doing pretty good. Love the way SPY is moving up today. Don't be surprised if it does slow down a bit, but we've seen some good price action in buying in the short term. I wouldn't be surprised if it continued here. The SPY is still following the major trend here on the daily chart. You can see how it loves to rip up off of these recent dips, and Friday's rip up was the beginning of a pretty good move there. Continuing up in a great fashion now. We'll probably make a new high this week. It's crazy how quick sentiment can shift in the market. Yeah, like and subscribe if you're new. Definitely sub. Check out tonight's video as well. Be doing the full rundown from everything today going into tomorrow. There's some big events coming up. Big earnings, lots of fun stuff. All right, guys, have a great one. Have a great Monday. Thanks for joining up. Thanks to all the lurkers out there. You guys make this community and Stocked Up what it is. Hope to see you in the Discord and in the SM chat and discussion chat today. Popping it off a little bit in there. Let's go have some fun. All right. Talk to you guys later. See ya.